I was driving in looking for a parking spot, and I randomly thought about Carl Crawford. And I was thinking, what the hell is he doing right now? Would he be a better option than Reddick? Coming to you pre-tape from the Best Coast Show studios, this is the Best Coast Show. I'm your host, Albert Aguilera. That's my producer, Curtis Age. Curtis, don't be sad about AJ. I heard that you were at the game the other night where Corey Seager became a legend in Dodger lore.
I was. It was incredible. It was like we won the World Series.
Was it like Kirk Gibson hitting the home run against the A's?
Not that historic, but he came up big. It was, especially since it was against the Giants on our home field. The fans people waited around because we smelled the no-hitter in the 7th. People thought it was going to happen just because we were just so unlucky in that game. But then, like you were saying, you were kind of doing the math and figured Seager was going to come up in the 9th.
When I was at home watching the game, I did the math, and I go, at this rate, Corey's going to come up with 2 outs in the 9th. This motherfucker better do it.
And we were all looking at the scoreboard when you see the list of names. I'm like, calculating in the 8th. Oh, Seager's going to be up in the 9th.
Yeah,
and sure enough.
Kike almost broke it up, but there's a catch out and left.
There's some good catches in the game. I mean, the Giants played a good defensive game, but to break it up, I didn't even care that we lost the game, just that they didn't fucking get a no-hitter on us. Anyways, Albert, today is a Dodgers show, of course, and we are in first place. We're there. We're still in first place. Game and a half up against Frisco. I'm going to keep calling them Frisco.
Because they hate it when you call them Frisco.
Hate it. We're 73-58. Of course, the legend of Corey Seager. Well, we'll talk maybe a little bit more about him. How about Arias, his progression, and are they going to shut him down now? I mean, he's almost at his innings limit, so we got to talk about that. We have AJ Ellis, of course, with a trade that will. It's going to be tough. That trade was tough on Dodger fans, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But let's get started because Yasiel Puig. We can't get around stories about Yasiel Puig. Not Tim Tebow. We're not going to talk about him.
We're not about
I don't
Tebow?
think we're going to. We
need outfielders. Tim Tebow's out there.
Did you see him trying to hit sliders yesterday? They showed oh my God, he can't hit a slider or a curveball. It's going to be bad. He can hit fastballs, and he hit a few of them over the fence. His exit velocity, which I know you love, was a lot, but he can't hit a slider. He looks so bad out there. Like, I could think I could hit a slider better.
Anyways, guys, so Dodger episode today, as Curtis said, we're going to call them Frisco because people from San Francisco hate it when you refer to Frisco as Frisco. I don't know why, but if they hate it and then we can bug them, we're absolutely going to do it.
Yes.
Yasiel Puig gets sent down, and then he goes through waivers. A team claimed him, apparently. And then about an hour ago, what's today? Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
So today's Wednesday. Today's the waiver deadline. About an hour ago, the Dodgers were like, nah, we're not going to be trading with whoever claimed him. Who that mystery team is, I don't know. But we have a theory.
Yes, we do.
We have a theory.
We always have a theory.
Well, we always have theories. And our theory is that someone within the National League West that's worse than the Milwaukee Brewers blocked it so that we wouldn't get to the Brewers so that we wouldn't trade for Ryan Braun.
That's what I actually think happened. I mean, I think that.
You think it was like the Padres or the Rockies?
I think it was the Rockies or the Padres.
No, it was the Diamondbacks probably.
Fucking Diamondbacks.
They would have done that shit out of spite.
I forgot about the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
I usually do forget about the Diamondbacks.
You know, it's funny? The idiot writers that were like, oh, the Diamondbacks are going to win the West this year. The fuck out of here.
Well, Greinke is coming around a little bit now. They beat the Giants last night.
Too little, too late. It's the last month of the season.
We're using him, though, because he beat the Giants last night. It was great.
Good for him.
He beat Cueto.
Good for him. I still don't like him.
I know. I'm pissed. I like his hair.
His hair. You like his new haircut?
Well, I don't like the short hair.
No, he looked better with the flow.
He did. That's when he cut his hair.
He's like Samson.
Is when it started going downhill.
That's when his power went away.
So we're not trading Puig. What's going to happen?
Well, right now the Dodgers are trying to figure out whether or not they're going to bring him up in September. I'm like, don't.
Really? Why?
You guys are looking at me right now, and you're going, "Oh, you're fucking stupid, Yasiel Puig."
They are doing that. Our fans are doing it.
No, get the fuck out of here. Okay, listen. I tell this to you guys all the time. The goal is to win a World Series. The goal is the team, the Los Angeles Dodgers of Los Angeles, to be successful, not one individual player.
True.
Stop falling in love with individual players. Stop it. I don't care how cool they are, how much swag they got, where they shop, or what kind of cars they drive.
Haircuts they got.
Or haircuts that they have. I don't give a fuck.
I'll tell you, at the Dodger game the other night, I saw way less Puig jerseys and shirts. Way less.
Good. And we've been winning without him. And you know why? Because he was a distraction in the clubhouse, and he's no longer a distraction in the clubhouse. And even though Reddick is playing like fucking horseshit,
we'll get to him in a second.
Reddick is garbage.
We'll get to him in a second.
We're still playing better as a unit, and the offense has been better as a unit than when Puig was in the lineup.
Yeah, so you think that the distraction chemistry, does that make a difference?
It does, because when you have a guy out there and there's like animosity because he's being a fucking douche and he's being a knucklehead that doesn't listen,
Yeah.
and the veteran players are getting
Showing up
frustrated with
late.
him. Yeah, exactly. And you have ornery old guys like freaking Chase Utley that are kind of like,
Dude.
hey, that's not the way to play baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. There's no way Chase Utley and Puig get along on the same team.
No, God, no. I bet you Chase is always kind of like just mumbling underneath his breath to get off his lawn.
Yeah, get off.
And he did. He got off the lawn. He's no longer in the outfield. He's in the fucking minors.
Pretty sure their lockers were at the opposite
Well,
end
the lockers are based on numbers.
Okay, well, Puig's was way over.
Yeah,
by.
Puig's is all the way in the
Guess
corner
where
somewhere.
his was by Baez, who also fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I don't even want to get on to Baez, but Pedro Baez,
It
he went back down to the
radiates out.
minors.
The venomness radiates out.
Dodger fans, just a side note on Pedro Baez because it just kills me. He doesn't even really pitch. He throws the fucking ball, and it drives me crazy every time he comes in. The dude he just does not know where to put the ball in key situations. Like Grandal will be asking it for inside and low, and it's right friggin' in the wrong place, home run. It's like every time he comes in, you're like, okay, he's either going to strike out the side or give up a 3-run homer. That's what's going to happen.
Well,
with
that's
him.
why he has to come in to start an inning.
But they sent him down too,
Yeah.
which he'll probably get called back up in a week or two. But
Which was really weird because they sent Kenta Maeda down the other day, and that was a very, 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 very Friedman thing to do. Where they're like, "Well, we need an extra bench player. Hey, bro, you just pitched yesterday?
Yeah.
Is it cool if we send you down to the minors? Not because we don't like you. We just need an additional bench player, and then we bring you back in 4 days before you're supposed to pitch again."
he didn't go anywhere, did he? He didn't leave
No, because
town.
the fucking season was over for the single A team that he was sent to.
Yeah, so he didn't leave town.
So he was just kind of like, "Oh yeah, whatever the team needs. I'm a team player. You
Yeah.
know, I got to meet those incentives anyways."
Yeah. Oh, he's meeting them. Well, so...
You see, though, he's a team player. You know who wouldn't have done that?
Who?
Puig.
Well, he did go down.
No, because they fucking sent him down.
Oh.
Not one of those temporary things like they did with Kenta.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's found himself a little bit
He's
down
full
there.
of shit. You know what that is? That's like when dudes go to prison and they suddenly find Jesus.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you're...
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
So you don't think he's going to change?
No. I mean, granted, he's only, 23, 24, but he's a Cuban player, so he might be 34.
Yeah.
But I don't think so, because what they're telling everybody is that his number one problem is that he doesn't listen.
Yeah.
That is a personality trait.
So
if
no
you
matter-
don't listen, like I'm loud and obnoxious, that is a personality trait.
Yes.
Okay?
No one's going to change that.
No one's going to change that. So if he's hard-headed and not willing to learn, raw talent can only take you so far. Then it's like we always talk about, him being a raw talent player can play any sport. But when it comes to like the fine tools of the unique sport, he is not a good baseball player. He's a great athlete, not a good baseball player.
Well, he's a good baseball player. He's just not a great baseball player.
Fair.
I mean, that's if you make it to the major leagues and you can bat 250, you're a pretty good baseball player.
Right.
I mean, I'm just going to say that right now.
But don't give me the bullshit. People were like, "Oh, he's the Cuban Trout." Get the fuck out of here.
Or he's the next Roberto Clemente
Get the
and all
fuck
that.
outta
No,
here.
and that's been the trouble too. Is we had so many expectations for Puig, and
You know who didn't?
you didn't.
This guy.
But I mean, everybody else, Dodger fans had high expectations for this guy, and rightly so. I mean, when you look at him, you're like, "There's no way this." And his first 3 months in the majors were incredible. So it is a head thing, and hopefully he gets it turned around. I think he is going to get called up, like the second week in September. I don't think he'll be the first call up, but I think they're going to give him another week to finish with OKC and get that done and over with, and then
If we start to pull away from San Francisco, we're 1.5 games up. We play the division over the next month of September. It's only divisional games with the exception of Miami and New York.
Yeah.
If we start to pull away and we're 7-8 games up,
We're not gonna be.
You think they're going to let this venom into the clubhouse?
Well, I think it'll be conditional. It'll be like, dude, okay,
No,
so
Kershaw's going to say, "Listen, you got rid of my homie Ellis, and that broke my heart. You're not bringing this trash into my fucking..."
think so?
I think so. He goes, "You got rid of Ellis? You're not bringing this trash in here.
Okay.
Because I need to win a World Series."
let's talk about AJ Ellis. I mean,
It's
AJ
so sad.
it's sad.
It's like when I was a kid and Piazza got traded.
well, no, I mean, it's not that.
And like
Piazza's
when
a
Paulo
Hall-
Duca got traded.
Okay, Piazza's a Hall of Famer, and LaDuca was a.
But yeah, the fan favorite, and I'm very, guys, I always tell you guys it's not about the individual player, and I don't.
You just
I
got
don't-
done saying
shut
that
up.
a little while ago.
Shut up. I don't fall in love with individual players, but certain players, whether they perform on the field or not, have this character and this professionalism. And that's why everybody, the reporters, the teammates, former teammates, people in the organization were just like, AJ Ellis, that guy's a fucking man.
Adult men, grown men were crying.
Yeah.
When he got traded.
Yeah.
Not fans, the people
of the organization, because AJ Ellis is like an amazing human being.
And Vince, and the game, the no-hitter game or the one-hitter game that Corey Seager broke up, that was the day that he got traded.
Wait.
And Vince Scully was talking about it for the first 4 innings on the radio.
Did he catch Kershaw's no-hitter that Hanley Ramirez fucked up and wasn't a perfect game?
Yeah.
He did, right?
So, yeah.
I just want to make sure he caught at least one.
Well, I mean, whether Kershaw needs a personal catcher or not, I mean, I say give Clayton whatever the hell he wants.
If you're going to pay a guy $280 million, you give him whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly. And the thing about...
Hey, we'll give you $250 million, but we're not going to give you like this catcher that you get along with and your buddies with, and you were crying.
So weird.
You were literally crying.
He was
when
crying
he got
in
traded.
the dugout. Crying in the dugout. The thing about it is yes, AJ is struggles at the plate. There's no doubt about that. He's come up with some big hits in the past, but he struggles in the plate. His struggles have continued this year.
But as a catcher,
he's so
you
good.
need to do one thing and one thing only. If it's the only fucking thing you do, you need to manage the fucking pitching staff.
And
you need to manage the game. Exactly.
He calls a better game.
The game.
He calls a better game than Grandal.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's giving Grandal the credit in the world right now because, I assume, allegedly juicing again. But it's because he's hitting. He's hitting bombs and chicks dig the long ball.
Yeah.
But the game he calls, not as good as Ellis.
Not as good.
Not as good.
No matter what pitcher. He's
another manager on the field.
Ellis is like having another manager on the field. Dave Roberts was kind of upset about it too. I mean, he was bummed when they interviewed him in the dugout that morning. He was like, this is a family member here. And
Friedman said the same thing. Now
he did.
Here's the thing with Friedman.
People were getting on Friedman. But
here's the thing with Friedman. He can't come in here and tell me, AJ, blah, blah, member Dodgers. I'm going to admit. And you've only been here for a couple of years, bro. AJ's been only a Dodger his entire career.
Yeah.
And this is what we know. He was becoming the next Tommy Lasorda, where he just lived his entire career as one player with one organization. But Friedman's from the personal level, it sucked. From the business mindset, which, I'm always in favor of because the idea is to win a World Series every year.
Yeah.
Carlos Ruiz is going to give us a better opportunity to win, especially in the postseason where I didn't know this, but after the trade happened, all these stats started coming out. Carlos Ruiz is the better than Molina. Prolific better than Molina. At everything a catcher does in the postseason, specifically the World Series.
But he is 37 years old.
He is 37 years old.
I mean, he's not going to be on our team next year.
No.
I mean, Austin Barnes or somebody else will be the backup catcher behind Grandal. And even AJ might not have been on the team next year. I can't
he was
imagine,
on a one-year deal.
Yeah, I can't imagine that he would have been back. But at least AJ would have been able to fit. Because, dude, if we win the World Series this year and AJ's not on this team,
he still gets a ring, though. He still gets a ring.
Yeah, but after all that he's put into this organization and this team and what he's done behind the scenes, which we don't even know all the things that he does. But I can just imagine that he's one of the top 3 team leaders of this team. It would be it's going to be sad that he's not a part of that if we win. It really will be. I mean,
So does that make you not want to win?
No, it does not make me.
Okay,
it does,
good,
it has no.
Good.
No,
I thought you were going to get a little too emotional there, and I was going to call you a horrible, horrible human being.
Don't get me wrong.
The goal is to win a World Series every year.
It is, and AJ knows that too. But it's just going to be bittersweet.
Yeah,
it's going to be bittersweet. Let's talk a little bit about another player that's been getting a lot of attention is Josh Reddick. I mean, listen, Dodger fans, this guy, he's had 89 at-bats with the Dodgers. He's batting 145, Albert.
He was hitting 296 in Oakland. What the fuck?
145. 0 home runs. Surprisingly,
no
0
RBIs.
RBIs. How do you not drive somebody in on a sacrifice
Because he's not
fly?
hitting.
Not even a sac fly. Not even...
You got to make contact to get a sac fly.
And exactly. Not even grounding out with a guy on third to score the runner.
Can Seguin play the outfield?
Yeah, he plays left field.
I thought he was playing second base.
He plays third base and left field. Where the hell have you been?
Why do I think he was playing second base?
And he plays right field, too. Seguin can play left and right and third base.
So he's like our version of Kike this year.
He's kind of the Kike this year.
Why the hell was I thinking he played second base?
But here's the deal. And Reddick,
no, that bothers me now. Why do I think he plays second base?
Because Corey Culberson plays second base.
Oh.
Culberson's second base, yeah.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
So Reddick is batting 145, 0 home runs, 0 RBIs, 9 runs. But if we take someone like Andrew Tolles, rookie, called up from the minor.
370?
370.
370?
Similar at-bats, 62 at-bats, a little few less at-bats.
He's got 2 home runs.
2 home runs. He's a little guy. He's got 2 home runs. He's got, 8 RBIs. Again, he's faster than hell. He's just as good of a defensive player, I think. Why is Andrew Toles not playing every day, or Seguin out there? I mean, Josh Reddick, how long can we go with this guy? I mean, he is literally worse than A.J. Ellis now hitting. Pitchers hit. Kershaw's a better hitter than Reddick is. This has been the longest slump I've ever seen.
A lot of it is the garbage math that the nerds do. Oh, well, lineups. Oh, well, lefty versus righty. Oh, it's like, well, I don't give a fuck about your math. Because currently the situation tells me that over the last 90 at-bats since he got traded, he sucks.
He can't hit lefty or righty.
He's under the Mendoza line.
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry, how the fuck do you mess up your finger with room service?
Yeah, he got it caught in the door?
He's full of shit, in my opinion. I don't know.
I don't think anything got caught.
No, you fucking remember when, oh, God damn it, Joe Beimel. When Joe Beimel were playing Joe Beimel was like, oh, I cut my pitching hand inside my hotel room, and then it comes out that he was at a fucking bar in the middle of the playoffs, that idiot.
Ooh, yeah. I have a Joe Beimel bobblehead.
Do you?
Yeah.
So do you think Josh Reddick was getting room service or getting service in his room?
Ooh. Oh, there's a rumor. All right. So
now we're just starting shit on the internet now.
Good.
Yeah, we're just starting shit now.
Did Ryan Braun get
He cleared
claimed?
waivers.
He cleared waivers.
He cleared waivers because he still owed like $90 million.
Nobody wants to pick up that
Why
stuff.
didn't we do that? I would have loved to have had Ryan Braun here.
We are getting Andre Ethier back. It seems very soon, Dodger fans.
He has been playing in minor league games finally as of last week.
And been hitting.
Yeah.
I think Andre Ethier, too, is so hungry to get back. He's going to come back and be on fire. This dude is going to come back.
Get rid of Reddick.
We really could use Andre in
Captain Clutch.
right field.
Just wait.
Just ready for the playoff run. What about Kershaw? What's our update there?
Kershaw, simulated game, 2 innings. His back feels better. Today's Wednesday, he may pitch in a minor league game as early as Friday.
For which team? For Rancho Cucamonga?
I would assume Rancho because it's right down the street.
Yeah. That will be awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be a packed house that night. They'll probably be giving away bobbleheads or something, or T-shirts.
I love minor league system giveaways.
Just like all of a sudden, let's have a bobblehead for Kershaw.
Who do the Fresno Tacos belong to?
Is
that the Houston Astros?
I don't know. It's the best uniform.
That's the best fucking uniform ever. Their logo is literally a taco.
It's so great. I don't know if fans have seen that. And it's good looking too.
Yeah,
I
like it.
Black cap.
But because it's up in Fresno, I'm afraid it might be a San Francisco affiliate, so I wouldn't buy that hat. But if it's not a San Francisco Giant affiliate, I would absolutely 100% buy that hat.
You might need to look.
Hey, can you guys let us know if you guys are out there? Send us a tweet or something. Let us know if the Fresno Tacos belong to the Giants or not. Because if they don't, I'm buying a hat.
Yeah. Corey Seager, we were talking just a little bit about him breaking up the no-hitter, but this
Build
kid,
him a statue.
Already.
Retire his number.
The number 5. I mean, he's definitely...
Other great Dodger shortstop with the number 5? Noma.
Oh, yeah, Noma.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't a great Dodger shortstop. He's a great Red Sox shortstop.
He was part of that 4 home runs in one night.
Yeah, it was awesome. I remember listening to that on the
Do you
radio.
know which home run was his?
The 4th one? I can't remember.
I don't know which one, but in the 10th inning, he's the one that hit the walk-off.
I think that was, well, then he would have been the 4th one.
No, because we hit 4 in the bottom of the 9th, and then he came up in the 10th and hit the walk-off.
Well, wouldn't that be the 4th home run?
No, because we hit 4 in a row in the bottom of the 9th.
Oh,
to tie
we
the
hit
game.
3 in a row.
Are you sure?
He was the 4th. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. I'm not a historian.
Anyway, so Corey
I'm gonna look that up now.
So you think statue already?
Absolutely. At least a statue giveaway. And the statue giveaway has to be of that guy that Sportsnet LA cut to in the stands, flipping off Mort.
Ooh. We haven't had, I mean, look, Rafael Furcal, Hanley Ramirez. I mean, these guys were exciting players.
I don't want to say they were journeymen, but they were not Dodgers because they were here for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
They weren't minor league guys that came into our system like, our Dodger infield of the 80s.
Yeah.
And Seager
is like Bill Russell. He's going
to be our Derek Jeter.
He will be.
Yeah.
I think
he's
so.
going to nail every chick in LA and make them sign an NDA and speak into a camera and say, I am here under my own free will, and then sign an NDA.
Do you think Corey's a player? I think he kind of seems a little shy. I don't know if he's...
That's what he plays up.
He plays up the shyness?
That's what he does.
He's kind of an aw shucks kid, kind of like Trout, kind of shy, aw shucks. Okay. He is so fun to watch. I mean, I illegally turn on games streaming on the internet.
Now let's talk about that for a second.
What?
You're telling me that it's illegal for you to do it. Technically it is, but right now, and Dodger fans, you guys know this too because you guys are blacked out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
if you were like saying, "Hey, take my money," but they don't want to take your money, that's their own fault.
I want them to take my money. I'll pay them.
You are willing to give them your money, only they're like, "No, we don't want your money because you don't live in a unique area."
I can't even get Time Warner.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I can't even get Time Warner. So I turn on when he comes up. I stop whatever I'm doing now.
Oh,
when
absolutely.
he comes to the plate, I now stop what I'm doing and watch Corey Seager's at bat. That's how good this kid is, and he's 20 years old, 20 whatever.
Because
years old,
he's 6'4", do you think eventually he'll move over to third?
I think he will. I think his range at shortstop won't get better. It's only going to get worse. I think he'll move to third at some point. But so also, I mean, we're not in off-season Dodger talk yet, but I mean, we have to bring back Justin Turner next year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is this?
Yes. I mean, Justin Turner, he didn't start off this year the way he ended last year, but that's because he was hurt and he had the scope knee.
Yeah.
And now that you know he's recovered, he's hitting the shit out of the ball.
Yeah. And
he's also really cool.
And he's a fan favorite.
He's a fan
the fans
favorite.
love him. Not that that matters.
Not that that matters to me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And
win or go home.
And it doesn't matter.
Win or go home.
And it doesn't matter to the nerds either. They're just looking at stats.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about Arias?
Julio's doing better. All right, guys. As we talked about like Julio Arias. Say it with me. Urias.
I say it right now.
He says it right now. The people on the Dodgers Reddit jumped on us for not pronouncing his name correctly. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Julio has been doing a lot better. He's no longer a teenager, so he needs to change his Twitter handle.
Yeah.
He's no longer the teenager. But his walks have gone down significantly. His ball count also down significantly. His strikeouts are still there. So his command, which was the issue, the same way it was for Kershaw early on in the career, that's been like severely like improved.
He's the best pitcher on the Dodgers right now. I mean, Rich Hill looked good in his first game.
We have literally 9 starting pitchers on the disabled list.
Yeah. But
9.
Currently right now.
That's this many.
I get that. But currently right now, if I had to pick a starting pitcher
Julio?
to win a game, I'm picking him without Kershaw being there. Of any other player, I'm picking him. He's my number 2.
I would throw
Seriously.
Kenta there only because I know that if I had to, Kenta has the arm strength to go 8 innings.
He can go the whole thing, but I think he's starting to tire out a little bit. He didn't look too bad in the game against the Rockies.
Well, he's not used to pitching in the American system where you go across 3 time zones and you're pitching every 5 days.
Exactly, but Arias is he's getting better, but now we're getting close to his limit of pitch limit. So do the Dodgers shut him down after this next start?
Yes and no, because the Dodgers shut him down already, and they're like, oh crap, another starting pitcher went down. And then another one went down because they shut him down when Hyun-Jin Roo came back. Hyun-Jin Roo threw one fucking start, got hurt again, gone.
Yeah.
So like, okay, let's bring him back for a spot start. They bring him back for a spot start. Brett Anderson fucking goes down.
Yeah.
And then what happens? They bring him back up for another spot start. And then McCarthy goes down.
Yeah.
And this whole time, Kershaw's been down.
Yes. So what about...
So I don't think they're going to have a choice but to leave him up here or even bring it... Or if they say, hey, De Leon, why don't you come up, Urias, you go down.
Well, I think that's what's got to it's going to have to happen because De Leon's not on the pitch limit because he's older.
Right.
So I think their plan is that De Leon's going to come up. They're going to bring up.
I think they're playing it by ear. They're kind of going like, okay, let's see who gets hurt this week.
Well, if he doesn't come out of the bullpen in the playoffs, I'd be very surprised. Because imagine going up against...
Do you want him coming out of the bullpen?
Yeah.
Because...
5th inning and that guy coming in throwing what he throws.
But I would need him to come out on a fresh inning because he's a little wild. Yes. I don't want him going out there with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, top of the 7th with runners on. No.
I haven't seen the wildness, though, lately.
Not lately, but you need him to come out in a starting pitcher situation where he's coming out on a clean inning.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, was Brock Stewart pitched against the Cubs, pitched a great game.
Yeah.
He pitched a great game against the Cubs this weekend.
Also a spot start.
And it was great, and so we've got him in our back pocket, too. I'm excited to see De Leon. I mean, this kid...
I've never seen him pitch. I've only seen tape.
Yeah, he's good. So I think that him coming up is going to help out our whole relief staff right now as well because he could probably give us some relief innings because let's face it, our relievers have pitched more innings than anybody in baseball. They're going to be so burned out by October 1st.
Well, yeah, when you have Urias going 4-5 and then Kazmir who's only going 3-4 to start the year. God damn it, Kazmir.
Anderson
so
2 innings.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's going 4 or 5 innings.
At some point, I think we're going to have a bullpen game.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
And we got a doubleheader today because we got rain down in Colorado last night.
And so hopefully
whose idea was it to not build a dome in Colorado? You're literally a mile above sea level. You have indicators that indicate on the fucking on the bleachers that you're a mile above sea level. You're in the Rocky Mountains. Yeah. Why did you not build a dome?
Or at least something that could cover it pretty quickly. They don't get that many rainouts there, I don't think. I don't think it rains that much in the summer. I mean...
It rained yesterday.
It did. They weren't expecting it. There was a surprise.
We have the Weather Channel. They should have known.
They didn't see that system coming their way. And then, okay, so what is our gift of the day, Howard?
Guys, our gift of the day. You may have seen this. McAllister pitching out with Cleveland. Line drive came back at him. He decided to kick it, play hacky sack, and then catch the ball.
So awesome.
I mean...
Who does that?
He does, apparently. I would have been... And he plays it off like nothing happened. I would have been like, because that ball came back at him at 100 miles an hour. I would have been crying.
That might have been one of the greatest plays I've ever seen.
That was really cool. But you know what? It infuriates me.
What?
When your starting pitcher, and I hate when Kershaw does this bullshit, gets a line drive hit back at them, and they throw their non-glove hand out to try and stop the ball.
Yeah.
It's like, are you trying to break your fingers, you idiot?
It's just a reaction.
I don't give a fuck. Unreact.
Well, you got less than a second to react.
Follow through on your pitch. Allow that ball to get hit. I don't care if it breaks up a no-hitter. I don't need it breaking your fingers and then losing you for 7-8 weeks.
True.
What is wrong with you? That is terrible.
It's terrible.
Terrible. Anyways, guys, if you control the Giants fans by calling them Friscoians.
Really?
Yeah, we call them Friscoians.
Is that what we're doing now?
Maybe.
Friscoians?
We'll figure it out. Twitter's really good at this kind of stuff. We're good at the trolling.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, stalk us on Twitter at Best Coast Show. We got a contest coming up with Chad Dundas' book. That's going to be selected on Friday. It's already up, so keep your eye out for that. We're on the iTunes, SoundCloud, and various other podcast outlets, but that's been our show, and you guys have a good night.